Hello. Welcome back or welcome to Soul Whispers with Michelle. This is a soul-led message, which means if you find this confusing, you're fighting the story in any sort of way, just please leave it behind for the soul that it's meant to find. May love hold you. May truth guide you. And may you be released from whatever is not yours. And so it is, my friends. This is going to be a little bit different of a reading just than some of the other videos because I had a strong imagery that was kind of coming through this morning, and I really feel like it's in relation to this message. I also opened up finally. This is interesting, and I think this relates to this collective that I feel like you have been waiting on something for a while. But the feeling I'm getting here is like it's time to open it up. So the reason I'm saying that is this is seasons of the witch, and this is 𝙤𝙤 season, which is summer, which truly begins June 21st. But I was really felt like I needed to open this up today. And again, I say this because I got the whole set of all the seasons for Christmas. And I didn't open them all at once. I kind of going through the actual seasons with it. So I also think that this is going to be something about an emergence, okay? Not just emergence, because emergence feels more almost like Ostara, or even Beltane, in the sense of like early spring where things are finally emerging through the surface. This isn't, so it's not an emergence, this is your bloom. This is kind of the fruits coming through. Again, before I begin, this also feels like it's for the souls who are highly motivated at this time. It feels like you're coming out of the gate very vigorously. That's the energy coming through. I'm seeing a river and I'm seeing the rapids just pick up hardcore. But this doesn't feel like you're going through a storm. This feels like you are the river. You own that you're the river, and whatever you're going through right now is moving quickly and it's highly charged. This feels a lot like an ending to... It feels weird to say people pleaser because it doesn't exactly resonate. When I think of the low frequency of people pleasers, it's literally just that you want people to like you at the detriment to yourself. This feels more like people pleasing in the sense of allowing their emotional ideas to become the truth. Almost like I'm seeing you with this clarity and this knowledge, but then somebody says something that's rather emotional, and almost like you have previously conceded to them because specifically because you didn't want to hurt them. And there's this other part of you not being confident in yourself. Like you saw something clearly, they stated this emotional response, and you kind of back down. This is where I feel like this is like behind. Not that you're doing it to be mean or unkind, but that you see your truth, you believe in your truth, and you don't really let outside sources persuade you. All right, so I know that's a lot, and I know I don't usually get into all of this. It just really feels like this wants to come through. Whew, that felt like a lot. Like I felt like, all right, let's clear this just for a second because that felt kind of heavy. Allow me a moment to just get, it's almost like I feel, it could be the coffee speaking too. It's one of the reasons I don't like coffee. I love it, but I don't like the way sometimes I feel very jittery on the inside. That could be a message for somebody too, specifically. It could be all of you. I doubt it though, to be honest. It feels like that's more of a specific reflection for somebody else who may or may not, or may have an inclination that coffee makes them feel like their nervous system is activated, like it triggers that, and you may just not be aware of it. So you may be feeling like this unsettled feeling and not actually realize that it's the coffee. I know that's weird. That's what's coming through. If it doesn't fit, let it go. Let it go. I don't know why okay, let's just get into this. Okay, I don't even normally do that. This reading feels so weird because it's not like my normal routine. And I think this is the energy that you're coming into. You're not acting the same way that you have been acting in the past. And I actually do mean like physically, you're not doing what you did in the past. Lots. Seems like it just wants to spew right out of me. And honestly, this is the stage I feel like I'm in. Like, I'm just going to let it flow. I'm not going to try to make what is truthful try to like be more appealing to people. Because the people that it's meant for, I'm understanding now, will get the benefit. And the ones that may be triggered by it or make mean comments or something like that, there's something for them in that. There's something for them in the trigger. And at some point, I think that will end up helping them anyway. All right, so let's see where you are, a snapshot of this collective moving into the season of Litha. Sorry, I'm still like understanding. For me, it's like summer. Anyhow, let's just get into this. We have heirloom tomatoes. Enter into the depths of intimacy where the seeds of your desires will be nourished. There's something to be that you're really connecting with right now. And the thing that you're connecting with, and even so, this kind of goes to what was being channeled out before the cards, right? Where it's that seed of your confidence in the truth and the clarity that you receive, in whatever capacity that means, but you're not backing down from that. You're forming a very connected relationship to that. Let's see what is crossing this energy right now. We have herb crafting. I don't know if I showed you the other card, did I? Okay. Allow your roots to dive into the depths your spirit calls for grounding. Again, this just feels like what's crossing this energy is very much grounding it in and being connected to it. This feels like the bloom of this season, which ultimately gives me this feeling that this isn't like a big material. Maybe it could lead to that because your confidence and the change in your energy and the confidence therefore allows you to act differently. Obviously, you're going to change your physical surroundings. But right now, the thing that seems to be blooming very, very strongly is grounding this clarity in. Really grounding, it's clarity, but it's grounding in the confidence to the clarity that you have. All right, let's see what's brought us to this. We have Cancer, as in the zodiac. Call yourself back from all spaces and time to feel, sense, and reflect on the oceans of your presence within. Again, with this energy of looking at the past, collecting all the information with it, and coming into a very, very grounded reality of what all that meant in order, again, for your confidence in the clarity that you receive. Let's see where this is going. We've got farmer's market. That are, without even reading it, it gives the belief that this confidence and is important for the network that you are going to be sharing it with. Let me read this. It says, remember to distinguish abundance from wholeness. Choose wisely and intentionally. That doesn't make sense to me. I need to sit with this for a second. Let me pause just so you don't have to be here while I'm trying to figure it out. Let me know in the comments if you would like me to keep that, or if you would just rather I pause it so that when I come back on, I can give you the certainty. But let me know in the comments what you prefer. Oh, this seems so clear now. It's like your message that, and the confidence and clarity that you have feels like this message of receiving more doesn't necessarily make you feel whole. Basically, like, if you don't fix the way or fix the relationship between you and, say, scarcity, or you and fear of not having your needs met, fear of not having enough, even if you have, say, millions of dollars, you may still have that scarcity or lack type frequency. And so the difference here, and this is what the future holds, and I see this as in, I don't know in what capacity you're going to be doing this, but I feel like this is you spreading out this message of being whole, feeling whole, not necessarily meaning that you have to have an unmeasurable amount of something. You just need to have enough of it for you to not even just survive. We'll say you just need a certain amount to thrive. And it doesn't necessarily have to be abundant. Meaning, like, there doesn't necessarily need to be an endless supply. And that there's also this message coming in with, typically, if we have an abundance, we overuse. And I say this because if you have a lot, you consume more than you actually need to thrive. And not even, like I'm saying, not even just to survive, but to thrive, to feel whole. And I think this is very powerful. And it feels like you're kind of directing people to find wholeness in whatever capacity that means for them. It could be forming a different relationship with money, finances. It could be just a bunch of things in relation to that. Let's see what is supporting you at this time. We have cloud scrying. This is funny because I always do this. I love sitting on my little swing and looking up at the sky and being like, oh, I see a dog, I see a dragon. Like, I absolutely love that. So what's supporting you is that I think you're receiving messages for everything that I am talking about. I really think that the external is reinforcing what you've been learning and reinforcing this confidence in your clarity. And I think that clarity too, like, you may have been in this place of feeling like you need abundance as opposed to wholeness. And this feels like that thing that's shining. Also, the thing that supports you too is that it seems like you wait for patience. You don't act without clarity. So you have patience in order to wait for the clarity to make the move. Understanding that you don't have to move quickly, you just have to move concisely. This is supporting you at this time. What's coming in to support you further? We have daisies. It feels like you have a lot of support. There's so many different flowers in this picture. There's so much beauty going on in this picture. I'm noticing the 3 doves here, like a very peaceful. And it says here, there is a whisper of a glimpse of opportunities to fill your life with joy. So, wow. Well, that's a hot dog. I say this because this is like a plethora. It's funny because you're just talking about how you don't need abundance to be whole. you just need what you need to thrive, and that doesn't mean it has to be endless, right? But it seems like there's going to be so many opportunities that come in when, well, I feel like during this season, during this summer months, that there's going to be so many opportunities for you to thrive. Yeah, I mean, that's just what's coming through with that. And then we've got, what is your perception of this current situation? We have Green Witch. You have the Green Witch. Okay, I don't know why I said it like that. No one decision is insignificant. The act of intentionality calls you. It's funny, I kind of said that weird because it's like, blah, blah, blah. Feels like you understand the significance of your choices and to be very, very intentional about them. Getting back to what I said earlier, this feels like where you were trying to support someone's emotional needs by agreeing with their disillusion or their illusion. Again, when you're not seeing clearly, it's not like they don't believe it, but just because they don't believe it doesn't mean it's not your personal objective truth. And so this feels very much where there's an intentionality that you understand it's not to harm anybody, to speak the clarity that you see, but rather almost it feels like a duty, that your perception is, I need to be intentional. This is not to hurt you. It's actually to alleviate suffering from this illusion that you are finding yourself in, or this story that you're forming in your brain that isn't necessarily the full spectrum of the truth. It's not to deny that there could be painful things happening within a situation, and that is true. How people feel is real, but just because they feel a certain way and that feeling is real does not make it true. And this, I find, is your perception right now. Then we have the environment around you. How are you interacting with the environment around you? We have Horse. Oh, I love that. Unsure of how to break out of your cage, Spirit shares strength through acts of liberation. So this feels like you are working in the environments where you are helping people move, okay? So where they may feel stuck in a certain situation because of the story they're telling themselves, once you are able to speak the clarity that you personally see, you allow the people around you or the environment around you to choose that if they want. So they can choose to ride that horse to freedom because you're giving them a pathway forward that they couldn't see because of the story that they were telling themselves. Now, does it mean that that's always going to be true for everyone you encounter? No. But it feels like you understand, I know everyone isn't going to necessarily heed the clarity that I see. And it also feels like that you understand that you could still be wrong, but you aren't opposed to changing your perspective with evidence that shows you otherwise. And it's not purely emotional based, meaning there's not guilt. Like you're not saying something because you feel guilty of how they're going to perceive it. That seems like that old patterning, and that's not the way that you're interacting with it anymore. Okay, let's see your hopes and fears associated with this confidence in your clarity. We've got sun magic. Don't allow the power of your light to scare you into dimming yourself. That's what I was noticing right away. I'm like, why is this in a bottle? And it's like it's like the cork is in, like the light can't go out anywhere. The funny thing to me though is that this is clear, so even if the light couldn't go out of it, it's still gonna shine very brightly because it's clear. So I find that I find that interesting and also funny. um, I think your hope is that you're the one that can take that top off and spread the light. I think the fear with that is, the only thing that I'm feeling with this is that you're not going to be able to accomplish that. Um, that's it though, as far as the fear go. It feels like it's more of a hope that you can take whatever is blocking the people from seeing this clarity out. Okay, and then what is the outcome or the result if nothing changes? We have a sunset dinner. Sunset dinner. Oh, let's see what that says. All right, well, right away, though, I'm noticing that there's no one in these seats. You have this, there's a pie here, there's like lemonade, there's just like a bunch of nice things, but nobody's in these seats. Okay, it says an invitation awaits you. Yell to the stars that you are ready to go. Oh. If nothing changes with what you're doing right now, but it feels like if you don't engage on the confidence in your clarity, that you may miss an opportunity. Now, on the other side of this, with these empty seats, it's like you're being invited to sit at the table. What does that mean, though? You're being invited to sit at the table. All right, I noticed this fox on a chair. What would that have to do with anything? It feels like, okay, so there's three things I'm kind of noticing here. We've got what looks to be a crown or a headband, however you want to say it. We've got a fox down here, and we've got a bird, a white bird, so specifically clarity, sitting at the top. And so what this is saying to me, you have the opportunity to sit at the table, as in there's some sort of offer, it feels like. I know that sounds weird, but that's what's coming through. It's like there's some sort of offering for you to sit at this big table that you've essentially, I don't know if you've desired this. It doesn't feel like that. It feels more like you don't see this big opportunity coming. Like, I don't know what this opportunity is, but it feels like you have a big opportunity to reach a goal of some sort. But it seems like we have a fox here, which to me is indicative of there's some sort of illusion that needs to be had. Oh, no. Nope. All right, now I'm seeing a big circle here. Okay. Sorry about that, folks. I have to say what's coming through more clearly now. So I am noticing this reef, or whatever you want to call it, but to me it's like a cycle, okay? And it's a cycle that keeps repeating. So in order for this opportunity to be presented, it's like, I don't, this is funny because every time I'm about to start speaking about something that made sense, something different comes through. So I guess we will go with that. And in this sense, I'm getting that this is your chair. And it feels like you take people through, you see the cycle or the loop pattern they find themselves in. And you see the deception or the illusion that is allowing or perpetuating this loop to occur. You speak with clarity in order to allow, or at least give the opportunity to whomever you are sharing this clarity with to change, or just to at least see the clarity. There's an offering there for a different path, a different route forward. And I feel like the opportunity here is for them to take that clarity that you are seeing. So that feels very much like the outcome. You're the one that is sitting at this table, seeing all of this transpire and helping people. It's like the loop ends here. So instead of going back around, the bird flies off and it goes somewhere else. You are giving people that opportunity by speaking clarity, speaking what you found, having confidence in your clarity. Sorry, that came out kind of weird, but all right, my friends, I know this was a longer one and kind of just not my normal, but thank you for staying with me. I really hope that you resonate with this message. Well, and you will. The souls that this is meant to find, you're going to completely resonate with this message. If you felt very seen, if you felt supported, I ask that you support me back. My Venmo and PayPal are located in the description. If you'd like to support this space in a free way, liking, sharing, and subscribing to the channel help these messages reach more people, and I really appreciate your support. Until the next time, my friends.